first time in ages, for once in Bleach I have a lot of content to talk about. So nonetheless, let's get into the review, but right after that intro. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shimigami X, aka Captain S, and yes, I'm sporting a new kimono. This is like, what my official kimono I'll be wearing from now on. It's reversible black and red, crimson red, just represent royalty. Nonetheless, let's get into the chapter review. Today what we're going to be reviewing for you is Bleach chapter 592, entitled March Out the Zombies Part 3. So nonetheless, let's get into this. Tsubasa no Shi, let's go. Alright, now, I liked this Bleach chapter a lot, for the simple fact that Hitsugaya looked badass. Everybody knows, it's no secret, that I've never really cared much for Toshiro Hitsugaya's character. But one of the things I have to say from the get-go is rest in peace. A lot of people are going to say that are going to bear the question whether he's dead or not, but it's confirmed in this chapter. He said that yes, he was turned into a zombie before he died. It's already been clearly stated that he died, and yes, I was wrong in my last chapter review that, Hitsugaya wouldn't die, Kubo wouldn't kill him off. But I just think there's somewhat kind of a twist to it, and I was right in saying what that twist was. The twist that was quite evident in this chapter was that basically he wasn't killed and turned into a zombie like Barbietta. I predicted that he was turned into a zombie, like obviously beforehand, which is obviously the case stated by Mayuri, which explains why he can move exactly as he did back when he was alive, which explains why Barbietta was able to be defeated so easily when she was able to take on like Komamura and Shinji. So now a lot of things make sense, which is why I always tell people in Bleach when they read the chapters to reserve their judgment, because when you go ahead and dive and make speculations and things, you could quite evidently end up sounding like an idiot because you don't know what's going to happen next week. So with that being said, let's dive into the chapter and what's good and bad about it. I say the strong points about this chapter are basically that for one, Kubo killed off a fan favourite character. So with that being said, it shows that Kubo is now not afraid of the backlash he's going to have from fans, which is good because sometimes basically fan favourites need to die for the sake of the story, as in the case of what should have happened with Byakuya Kuchiki. But in this chapter now, we see that Toshiro Hitsugaya is moving like a boss. Like, how does my man basically freeze Ikaku's leg? Like, so basically his leg is gone now, like basically he's lost his leg now. And then stabs him in the back, like while he's face down, like full on stabs him in the back, then goes to Yumichika, kicks him in his side, slashes him, grabs him by his hair, headbutts him and slices him. Like, bruv. Hitsugaya gave Yumichika the combo, like he gave him the full ultra combo, Killer Instinct style. It was crazy, but it was entertaining to see at the same time. And then, also we then go ahead to get the explanation about basically more about Giselle's powers, that basically if she does it to them when they're alive, or basically turns them into a zombie before they die, then they're in better condition, naturally, because obviously when someone dies, their body is decaying and all that thing. But in terms of Bleach, it wouldn't be so much as their body decaying, it'd be in terms like the Reiatsu leaving their body and eventually turning into dust and becoming Reiatsu, which is part of the Soul Society. So obviously capturing them before they die means that basically there's more of them there, they're not going to decompose or anything of that nature, so that makes perfect sense. A lot of things made sense in this chapter that didn't make sense in previous chapters. So that's why I'm going to give this chapter a very good rating. I'm not going to give a number rating because, as we all know, I don't give number ratings in chapters because I think that there's no correlation. Like, what makes a chapter, for example, be an 8.5 rather than an 8? There's not like a specific checkbox that you go by to make that, basically to make that credible. But nonetheless, let's get back into the chapter. Another thing I thought was pretty good as well, that basically Kubo stuck to the power scaling pretty well. It's like, just because Charlotte Kuhon was able to take out Barbietta, whereas the Quincy's are weak against Hollows, and also Barbietta is not as strong as she used to be, he thought that, yeah, okay, I'm going to take on Hitsugaya because like he's a captain, I think I'm a badass now because I come back stronger. No, Charlotte Kuhon hasn't come back stronger. It's the fact that Barbietta was weaker, and the fact that she's a Quincy. Quincy's are weak against Hollows. And then when he's going on to take again on Hitsugaya, Mayuri said to him straight, like, what are you doing, you idiot? Like, you can't defeat this guy, what are you doing? Gets cut down right away. So again, Hitsugaya is looking badass in this chapter, and you know what? I've never liked Hitsugaya as a character, but he seems to be more epic now that he's dead than he was when he was alive. And to be honest with you, I couldn't complain. I can't complain. This looks epic as hell. Now, what I thought was more interesting is that what kind of crazy mad strategies had Mayuri basically conjured up to be able to defeat Hitsugaya. First off, we see him put like this weird barrier that's able to block his Zanpakuto toe, like, for the mean part. So I'm thinking, okay, you better block, basically just a normal strike of Hyonimaru with like basically a barrier that you've made. So I'm thinking, what other crazy strategies have you come up with? Because he was able to cancel council Barbieta's bombs. So I know that Toshiro was something that he accounted for, and it says basically in the editor's note of the chapter that basically like let the mad experiments begin. So like obviously we can see that this is going to be a long battle, guys. We're going to take over several chapters, but we're going to see Mayuri is always going to come up with several different methods to counter what Toshiro can do. The one thing that did annoy me about Toshiro is that because the character is so young, is that he's never had a chance to develop his Bankai to its maximum potential. So because of that, we don't know exactly how powerful he could be or how powerful he really and truly is. But we do know that all these like, you know, fodder Shinigami or all these fodder defenses, he's going to fodderize them because at the end of the day, he was a captain of the Soul Society. So nonetheless, this is a great chapter this week and there was a lot to talk about, and I believe I've covered all the points. Let me know if there's anything that I've missed that you'd like me to speak about. And one thing I did notice though was that that Loopy, basically he was supposed to have his rematch with Toshiro, but even he didn't step in, you know, to fight Toshiro at this point because he already knew what time it was. Anyways guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed my chapter review, but before we do that, you guys already know what it is, we have to go to promotion time. Alright guys, so it's promotion time, and as you know, I'd like you guys to go forward to check out my Facebook fan page, which is Squad X, which link is always in the description below, and also like you to check out Squad 00 Universe. Squad 00 Universe is not just a page that's endorsed by myself, it's a page that's endorsed by Charles Anime World, The Elite Ace, Tekken 101, Northside Z, King Recon, so many famous anime reviewers that are there that you guys should go and check out. Talk with us, converse with us, and just speak about all different kinds of anime and manga. We have competitions and all sorts going on there. And the same thing goes on my personal Facebook fan page. Also, stay tuned for basically Squad X Hub, which is an official website that I'm creating, I'm developing myself, which is coming soon. Anyways guys, that's the end of promotion time. So anyways guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed my chapter review this week. It's your boy Shimigami X, aka Captain X, aka your Royal Captain X. I'm signing out. As always my people, take care and peace. And remember, keep it 99 plus 1. You do the math. Sealed, Subasanoshi.